begin, I would just like to summarize the scenario. I have a 16-year-old patient who has come to me with severe burns on her arms and hands. While examining her, I noticed that there are additional burn marks and bruises that have not been mentioned prior. After working with her for a few weeks, she admits that these burns and bruises are a result of parental abuse, but begs me not to tell anyone. If I understand correctly, this question is asking how I would handle this type of situation. In this situation, I am facing an ethical dilemma. I have to respect the patient confidentiality agreement, but also have to take into consideration her safety. I am facing a conflict between ethical implications and my moral beliefs. I would begin by trying to gather more information on the subject at hand. I would assess the situation further by checking for more injuries and treat any wounds if necessary. I would then ask my patient why she doesn't want me to tell anyone. Is she scared of how her parents might react? Or is she just trying to protect them? This is very important information to gather as it will decide my next course of action. I would then reassure her that I want to maintain her trust, help her by making sure she is safe, and prevent any further abuse. I will let her know that she shouldn't be in this type of situation and that there are other options for her. I would tell her what her options are so that she engages in the solution to this problem with me. I would then have a discussion with her and hope that we can plan a course of action together so that she doesn't feel as though I am breaking her trust. It is very important to maintain the trust of my patients since it is my role as a healthcare professional to ensure that my patients are always comfortable bringing up any issues they are facing. If she agrees that the best option would be to contact the Children's Aid Society, then I would do so. However, if she does not, I would ask for assistance from some of my more experienced colleagues to see if they have ever lived through, if they've ever had similar situations in the past, and if they'd have any suggestions that they can provide me. After taking their input into consideration, I would call the Children's Aid Society. However, before calling the society, I would speak with my patient and explain to her why I'm contacting the Children's Aid Society. I would tell her in advance in hopes that this will keep her confidence in the healthcare professionals. This is important to maintain. This relationship is important to maintain with my patient so that she's prepared for whatever course of action that the Children's Aid Society might take. I am aware that by calling without my patient's consent that I am breaking a patient confidentiality clause. However, in this particular situation, it is more important to assure the safety of my patient. If I choose not to report the situation, there's no way of knowing if the abuse would stop or if the severity would increase and possibly result in the patient's death. Another factor that weighs into the situation, is the fact that she is underage. The safety of her siblings is also important to consider. Actions may need to be taken to protect any other children involved. Anyone that has a suspicion of anybody that has a suspicion of or concerns of child abuse or neglect is responsible to contact the Children's Aid Society. In some cases, not only is it right to disclose a patient's medical information, but mandatory, especially if there are signs of abuse. Also, reporting this information does not require consent from the parents or guardians. Therefore, I would only contact the Children's Aid Society. I believe they will be the best option to resolve the situation with the parents while assuring the safety of the 16-year-old patient. So, in conclusion, as a medical care professional, it is my responsibility to assure my patient's security. My actions would be based on protecting the well-being of my patient, of my patient, even though I've had to disclose some personal information by calling the Children's Aid Society. By doing so, I would guarantee the safety of my patient, but I would also be honest with her regarding my actions. This would ensure a long-term, trusting relationship with her. Thank you.